Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Naval Action. So, first off, well, it's not really Naval Action, but it is Naval Action. I'll explain. It's actually welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything, pretty much. I still don't have a name for the series. Suggestions are still welcome. There were none in the last video I did, but I guess I'm not in a hurry. I'll just call it Ask Me Anything until then. Naval Action, Ask Me Anything. I don't know, something like that. Because I'll be playing Naval Action while I'm doing this. So, first off, an announcement. I hit 100,000 views. That means... doesn't mean 100,000 people have watched my videos. It means that my videos have been watched 100,000 times. And for that, I would like to thank you all. 100,000 views. I thought I'd never hit this point. But yes, here I am today. So thank you all for that. Just a quick announcement. Stupid Renome shooting my ship. My beautiful surprise, which apparently not everybody thinks is beautiful, and I'm disappointed by it. I'm disappointed by you guys. Well, not really. Also, thank you all for whoever joined the stream last Saturday. So now, I guess it's on to the questions. And if you have questions, because of how few there were, I'm gonna make this series just once a month or something. But if you have any questions which you're not in a hurry of asking, just ask below. Answering, just ask below. If it is like you want a quick answer, just ask in any of my other videos and I'll probably answer. I'll at least read it and probably answer. So this episode will also by my standards probably be short due to the lack of questions. There were a couple of questions though, and I just realized I forgot to write who those questions were by. I knew I had forgotten something. I'll make note of that next time. But those who ask the questions, you know who you are. And if you don't, then maybe, I don't know, you should maybe see a doctor or something. I don't know, maybe. Either way, on to the questions. So, what first ship do you think I should get? In general, I would argue don't get any ship until you're rank 3 and can buy a Snow or a Mercury, possibly a Navy Brig. Those are the 3 ships I can recommend for early. Personally, I'd prefer the Snow. I'll get to that later. But all are good ships. Next question. What did you do before Naval Action? I actually started off as a lot of YouTubers doing Minecraft. Of course nobody watched those series. Like I got 0 views on them. And eventually I started playing War Thunder. And then I started recording War Thunder videos, of course. And until recently one of my highest viewed videos was actually a War Thunder video. On one of the patches. A long time ago. Like a year ago maybe. And now of course I'm doing Naval Action. That's the history of the channel. I never saw success doing Minecraft. I saw some success. I got to like 120 subscribers doing War Thunder. And doing Naval Action I got to, well, 569 and increasing. Thanks guys. I'm sticking to Naval Action, I think. I'm enjoying doing Naval Action as well. Not that I didn't enjoy Minecraft or War Thunder. I did get tired of War Thunder after a while. The devs just kept on fucking things up. I hope Game Labs doesn't do what Gaijin does. Fuck everything up. The thing this is a weird complaint, but I think, honestly, one of my biggest complaints about War Thunder to date is when they changed the UI from brown to blue. Brown just looks so much better. I'm disappointed. Okay, my right mouse button is doing thing again. I think. That's annoying. Oh well, I have a fix for it. It's temporary though, which is annoying, but I don't want to RMA my mouse. Okay, let's do next question. Can you Can you do a video in Norwegian? No, sorry, I can't. There's also not enough Norwegian watchers, I think, to justify it. However, I can do the second best thing, which I'll do in a second. Let's just get this broadside off. A couple of hits. I can talk a bit of Norwegian in here. It's always weird when people ask you to talk like a language. Like it's easy to do it in a conversation, but doing it on commando is very weird. But I'll try. And this is gonna be weird for me, but well, let's go. This is weird. I just need to. I'll think of a sentence that I need to say. Let's see. Hallo, hvordan går det? That means hello, how did it go? Jeg heter Olav og velkommen til en episode av Naval Action. Hello, my name is Olav and welcome to an episode of Naval Action is what that was. Also, I'm getting wrecked here. I'm not paying enough attention. I can usually do these missions on my own, but when doing a video, I'm kind of distracted, so things go a bit slower. But yeah, that's some Norwegian for you guys. So it's weird doing language on commando. It's something. It's just weird. And of course, me being a Dutch guy living in Norway, I've been asked to do it quite a bit. And me being a Dutch guy that's lived in Norway, I've been both asked by Norwegians to speak Dutch and by Dutch to speak Norwegian. And it's weird every time. Of course, you who only speak English, you don't have that problem because you only speak English. I'm bound to not be the only one which finds this weird. Like that broadside was quite disappointing. Let's go to gunnery. Next question. Navy brig versus snow. Personally, I prefer the Navy brig because it turns better and it has more guns. The Navy brig has 18 guns while the snow has 22. That's 4 more guns for the snow. Also, the snow is a default crafting recipe, so it's easier to get. So I prefer the snow. I never was a fan of the Navy brig, especially because when the Navy brig was introduced, I was busy grinding for the Santissima, I think, and I'd almost gotten it, but then BAM! Navy brig introduced. And this was back in the sea trial stage, so you had to have a certain amount of damage in the ships before you could go to the next one. So I had to grind out XP and my Navy brig, and the privateer and the Cerberus, and I hated every minute of it. It's part of the reason why I've always hated the Cerberus, because it got forced down my throat right before I actually got the Santissima back in sea trials. But it's alright now that I've sailed it recently. Also part of the reason was the Cerberus was shit before. Like, let's not lie. It used to be pretty shit. And not the shit, shit as in bad. Okay, that's a bad broadside. Most of those went over. But as I said earlier, Mercury, Snow, and Navy brig are alright starter ships. I don't think there's anything especially bad with either. Next question. How does trade work in naval action? You buy stuff in one port, you sell stuff in another port. The thing about trade though is it's kind of tricky. The best way to earn money is you buy resources which player wants. So for example now, wood is in great demand. So you buy up wood and you sell it to players, preferably crafters, who need the wood for crafting. It's a supply and demand system. And of course there's also ports which consume stuff, but due to the amount of people you usually won't make any money through that. Not anymore. I did do that with Batavian spices from Willemstad to Zoutman. Willemstad produces spices, Zoutman consumes it. You made a bit of money doing that. I made 150k on the first day in naval action. Well, yeah, around 150k. But it's really, the trick is finding a good trade route, which can be tricky. Look for a resource like wood, which is in high demand but low production. Buy a bunch of it, sell it to players. That's probably the best way to earn money. And this renomé is hurting me. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna sink this renomé. I hope. Renomé's hurt. But oh well. So naval action, it's pretty much a supply and demand system, and in the future the economy will be entirely player driven. So yeah, it's a lot of figuring stuff out yourself. What's good trade routes? Where can I find the resources I need to find? Is it worth my time? And if you're a crafter, you're just cursing the entire time because everything's so expensive. Well, not everything. Now there's an oak shortage everywhere. I've heard that in the French territories, oak logs on PvP1 go up for up to 500 a piece. Shop prices are like 100 each. That's ridiculous. Imagine the profit on those things. Assuming you can find them, that is. Also, I'm not gonna run away from this mission. I will survive. We've got one more question, so let's just jump in. What's a good guide for ship progression, and how hard is it to progress only playing on weekends? Okay, the grind is not as bad as most other games. Like you'll get a Santissima in this game quicker than you'll get a or get a tier 10 in World of Tanks or a tier 5 in War Thunder. That I can say. On the other hand, you have to dedicate more time to play this. You can't just do a 10-minute match. So, well, a good guide is just do missions if you want to level up. If you want fun, you do PvP. And you just get whatever ship you want. Because it's important to note, in this game there's not necessarily an objectively better ship, always. All ships have their advantages and disadvantages. So get the ship you want for whatever reason. Assuming you can crew it, of course. You can see all like the crew requirements and all that in the Naval Action Wiki, which is also linked below. I'm shilling the website. Well, I didn't create the website, the wiki I created. It's actually quite useful. I use it all the time, even though I created it. I'm not good at remembering stuff, so it's useful. Also, stop showing me your stern, you stupid renomé. I need to sink him, and to sink him I need to shoot his side armor, and to shoot his side armor he needs to show me his side armor. I think that's good. Yes, 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 yes. I also have a repair kit, so if it's needed I can simply repair. It's probably gonna be needed. But hey, hopefully I'll get some nice experience out of this match. So yeah, it's gonna take some time playing only in the weekends, but you also gotta remember the content. If you find a group of people to play it, even if you play it once, the most of the content is kind of... There's nothing you can do for the most part, of course, except from the large battles. There's nothing you can do in the first rate that you can't do in a frigate. Of course, it's better to do port battles and such in the first rate, but I think sailing in frigates is probably more fun anyways than first rate. Like, sure, you have that amazing firepower, but frigates are more agile, they're faster. Most of them are prettier looking. Especially better looking than the Santissima. I think Santissima is ugly. And the victory isn't... She isn't a bad looker, but she doesn't look spectacular. And like say the Belle Pool, she's beautiful. I like how the Surprise looks. Constitution looks alright. Cerberus is ugly though. Renome is quite good looking, although I'm not a fan of sailing her. She looks decent though. So, how hard is it to progress? Well, it depends on how far you want to progress. Of course, if you want the best of the best, it's gonna take a while playing on the weekends. It's just part of the game, I guess. It could be worse, it could be World of Tanks or War Thunder level of grind. I remember the days when War Thunder grind was not per se easy, but not as hard as it is now. Okay, excellent. He should be sinking soon. Hopefully before I sink. If I'm about to sink, I'll just have to pop a repair kit, but I'd prefer not to. Well, this has at least been a little AMA. If you have more questions, put them below in the chat. Not in the chat, I mean in the comment section. If you have suggestions for the name of this series, come with suggestions, please. That would be awesome. I have no clue what to call it. I have no clue, absolutely. Something naval themed would be cool. And this will probably be a once in a month thing, not more often. But either way, I hope you enjoyed listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me wreck these two Renomes. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!